We got Knobs here tonight, and he's coming in. He's doing a little mixer. Bring you in. I'll give you another little update on the front of the bar. There it's going. I mean, it's kind of taking shape. It's half there. It's going to be really cool. Like to give everybody. It just takes me time because I came up with how to do this, and it's something I can do. Oh, come on. What did I just do? Welcome. Let's see. I just lost the picture. How did I lose the picture? All right. That sucks. Is it counting? It's counting. What happened here? I can't. All right, there's a technical difficulty that never happened to me before. It's actually running, but the picture died. Oh, I pushed no by accident when I was loading it on the screen. I canceled out the camera. Everybody could hear me.
Steve, the Facebook feed is not working for me either.
All right. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe you need to restart the Facebook, Dad, honestly. Because now me and Steve both can't see it.
All right. I will check the Facebook again. Just try and reload it. Hit reload.
I've just been hitting refresh over and over.
Because no, you're on my Facebook feed. I can see you, and you're
Steve
working.
said it's back.
All right, good. I don't know what it is. It's I don't know. Sometimes my internet's messed up. Sometimes, but I'm gonna check it right here. Welcome everybody on Facebook. We got John Ridd on. Let's just turn it. All right. Good.
Have my comically large bottle of Knob Creek.
Greg Schneider is watching. Hey, Greg. We're going to be talking about Larkin tonight, but good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I'm going to switch over now to YouTube to make sure all that's working, because right now that's going off of my iPhone. Let's see if it's working. I got to see. All right. That microphone's going to have to pick up from a distance, but I think it should do it just fine. Let's see what's happening. My iPhone. My iPhone. So normally, all right. So I got to get over. I got to move this. I'm completely out of the picture. I got to move over. All right. I'll move over, and you're too much is showing. Sorry.
A little bit more manageable pour to start off the.
I'm completely out of the picture. What's crazy about this, okay, is that the refrigerator's on, and the iPhone doesn't have a background, whatever. So sorry everybody on YouTube for this. It's just the fact that my wife is gone and she took the microphones. So I had to go with the microphones from all right. So everything's set there. I can get rid of this. We're almost ready. We're pre-gaming here. I didn't have anything yet, although I did have a good amount, if everybody didn't notice, yesterday. So I'm going to probably go easy tonight.
I've not had anything for like a week and a half. Or any bourbon, I should say. On Memorial Day, I had 3 hard kombuchas.
Okay. Well, so I believe I sent it to Randy Ford, but we'll see. I think he's driving tonight. That's what he's doing. All right, I'm going to put this. Let me quick send out the message to Facebook. Welcome, everybody, to our chat. Tell us where you're from and what you're sipping on. We'll say hi.
Does YouTube hear me?
Yes, YouTube definitely. Yes, 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 yes. YouTube hears you because how I hear you, I have a microphone. The microphone goes out a speaker. Then when I'm so I have the microphones in front of there for
Okay.
YouTube. So that's how YouTube works. And right now,
So how am
here,
I not picking up
here.
through? Now I'm on YouTube as well. How am I not picking up through right now when we're talking? Why is there no feedback? Is that just the
Because
noise reduction of Zoom?
no. It's not through Zoom. So all it's so what happens on YouTube is I have everything down on YouTube, like on my phone or on this phone. The it's down, and me and you, just like your Zoom, we're having a conversation, and YouTube is just recording that is like picking up the conversation as if you were here because I hear your audio. So it's not a. That's how I worked it
Okay.
so that I could go. It wasn't easy to figure out how to go live on YouTube and Facebook, but
Yeah.
the reason why you got to go live on YouTube on your phone is because that's viewership. That's all straight up about viewership. You have to know. And this one was dead, so I'm gonna put the thing on. I'm gonna put this here. We're almost ready to go. Are you? Oh, really? As I push, you just go and do that to me? All right. We've got decent. Oh, come on. There it is. Let me put it back on. I will monitor the comments on YouTube. There we go. So you can monitor the comments on YouTube too. So actually, what you can do based off of now, I'm excited. I want to let everybody know now that we're on YouTube and we're on Facebook. So excited about a bunch of stuff tonight. But let's just quick talk about our sponsors. We've got Alan Bishop of the Spirit of French Lick, formerly of the Spirit of French Lick, and now the master distiller of Old Homestead, where he's making some really cool things. But he has, if you have Ghosts, you have Everything podcast, which mixes podcasts about the spirits industry with the spirits world and how they combine. Great podcast. If anybody, check that out. Plus, he has his One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute YouTube channel where he basically talks everything home distilling. And make sure you check out Alan Bishop. And then also Rosewood Bourbons and Ryes. Jason Giles down there, he basically buys whiskey from Kentucky and Indiana, ships it on a semi in barrels down to Kentucky, lets it age for another hot season in the Texas sun, and then bottles it for your enjoyment. Rosewood Bourbons and Rye. We've got Whiskey Thief Distilling Company, Walter Zausch, the owner. We've been supporting Whiskey Thief for about ever since we first went there. It's a great experience. They're in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, about 15 minutes from Buffalo Trace. You show up there, price of admission, you get a tour, and you get a barrel to go on a barrel pick. It's a barrel pick all day, every day there, open 7 days a week. You get to choose from 5 different barrels, and that experience has been transferred to Louisville in the New Lou area at their new tasting room. Whiskey Thief is everywhere, but also for the price of admission, you get to taste from 5 barrels there too. And if you like one, you can bottle it yourself. And when you bottle it yourself, fantastic whiskeys and bourbons there at Whiskey Thief Distilling. They are uncut and unfiltered, just like us. Then we have Middle West Spirits. They're in Columbus. Middle West Spirits, Ryan Lang is doing a fantastic job growing that. It's huge. There's huge news. Middle West Spirits has purchased Old Elk. Don't have the details, but I will be really going to be calling Ryan about this. I want to know about it and get some details and see where they're going. Plus, they did the bottling from our last podcast when we did the Metallica Blackened. They did the bottling for that. So I need to really kind of dive into this with what's going on with Ryan Lang down at Middle West Spirits. But if you're down there right now, the main big giant newly opened distillery there's not tours yet there, but you want to get a tour of their craft distillery that they're in downtown Columbus area, and then also the Service Bar restaurant, fantastic fine dining restaurant. I've eaten there 3 or 4 times, and every meal has been spectacular. Also, the Spirit of French Lick in French Lick, Indiana, are one of our original sponsors when Alan Bishop was there, and they continue the tradition of all of Alan's bourbons and whiskeys. Right now, everything they're putting out, he made. So it's you got to get down there, check out their tasting room, pick up a bottle. They have all these great spirits, but one thing that you won't be able to get is the Lillian Sinclair, because that won the New Orleans Bourbon Festival best under 2-year-old, 2-year-olds or under bourbon category, and if you want to be able to taste it, I'm your man to get it. So just contact me on Facebook if you ever want to. But Spirit of French Lick there in French Lick, Indiana. If you've never been there, you got to get there. So there you go. That's our sponsors. And we got that out of the way. I'm getting better at that. Hey there.
You are.
Knobs.
I thought I added a good facial expressions while it was all going on too.
Yeah, I did notice the news facial expression.
Also, Greg and John are both talking the thing. I noticed that shortening Scotchy Bourbon Boys to SBBs.
Yeah, we do that.
I haven't seen that before. I like that. I like
Well,
that.
I just joined they're the Barrel Junkies up in Cleveland, and I joined as Tiny SBB.
SBB?
SBB. That's a good one right there. Anyways, okay. Yeah, I figured that. All right. Doop, boop, boo. Yeah. All right. So you ready to get this rock and roll show started?
Wait 1 second. Almost, yes, because I can finally see. Oh, that's so weird. I can see the Facebook Live as long as it's in like a different. Oh, I got it working.
You got it working?
Nice. I got it working. I'm just gonna mute it and press play.
Perfect.
Perfect. But now I can see both of them. It's weird. It's funny because it's on your computer, so the screens are flipped.
Yes.
Because on mine, I'm on the other side.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But I always want to have it to mine so that on YouTube they can see you without seeing me. They can see me like this. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyways, we're gonna get this thing going, but you know what? It's gonna be a 50-second ad for that we got to be quiet on. But I now have a way to do the intro, which I think you're gonna find exciting. I don't think I've ever done it this way with you being here, Knobs. It was a CT suggestion, and I've made it work the last 2 times. So let's see if I can do it again. Here we go. All right, welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. I mean, we are really getting up there. Tonight we have a special guest with us who is going to make some consistent appearances. My son, Knobs.
I'm here.
Knobs.
Ready to be consistent. I'm the most consistent knobs you'll get in your life.
Yeah, exactly. And and the thing about it is, not only this is the second of the 4 samples I sent up to you. So now tonight you might talk a little bit about you might see what that's what I did wrong right there. You might see what wow, what's that? All right, that's stupid. Yeah, okay, that was the end of the YouTube thing. So then I got to get the comments. But you might see what Walker has. He got you a lot of bourbons, and I got to get those. So it within the next 2 months, I got to get those up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think about starting a P.O. barrel, Not a P.O. box, a P.O. barrel.
Well, if
you add whatever you want in there.
But that's not called a P.O. barrel. It's called an infinity barrel.
I
actually make those. There's actually a batch done by Jim Beeman, Freddie No. He basically has the Infinity Little Book where he every year he adds and changes, but he uses 30% of what he had the year before. So the first year he made it, and then the next year he's going to use 30% of that and then blend more new stuff in. Oh, yeah. And then he's going to use 30% of that and blend more new stuff, so it'll always have a little bit of that original.
It's like the family restaurant in your area that uses a little bit of oil from the last fryer into the new fryer, so you're getting the same oil for 60 years.
Distilling, that's where you come with they call it sweet and sour mash. A sweet mash is when you start completely the fermentation process and everything with just from new. A sour mash is where you take some from the last time, and that adds consistency to your mash. So there you go. So Greg says he loves the new intro, but remember everybody, www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We got our Glencairns here tonight. My little oily hands have been all over it. I even been bleeding tonight. Getting ready for this and getting it set up. And so
is it that time of month again?
There's probably a little bit of blood on here. No, I walked by the coffee table and my shin brushed up against it, and I'm like, damn. Also, I looked down and it's just like a bloodbath down there. And I had touched it, just touched it without realizing it. So I look at my hand and I'm like, oh, that's Super Beats. I thought it was Super Beats on my finger. And then all of a sudden I look down and I'm like,
that's why you didn't pass out.
Oh no, it's blood. No, I don't pass out from wounds.
Oh yeah,
it's needles. It's 100% the needles. So that's not. But all right. So we'll get back to it. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We talked about Glens. We talked about t-shirts, and then make sure that you check it out for our bios. I'm gonna have to add you because all I got to do is add a picture of you on there, but I need you to write your bio. And you know what? You should have ChatGPT write your bio. You know what? Your whiskey journey. What? Why you like whiskey? Then we put a little.
Why would I outsource that to a robot? Actually, why am I even here? Why can't ChatGPT just taste this for us?
What I've been asking it questions and how I can do posts now to ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, it's great for getting a suggestion.
You know what's even cool? I asked it, who's Tiny of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys? And it gave me a whole description of myself and what I do and how I did it and how long I've been doing it for. And I'm like, holy crap. It's like
you could just make a Facebook post, same thing. Hey guys, who do you think I am? And you get hundreds of people.
Yeah, but this is not it's I don't know. It does a really, really good job.
I can write my own bio, thank you very much. I passed college before the AI took over.
Okay, so yeah. Anyways,
Hey, ChatGPT, how do you think this bourbon's gonna taste?
Yeah, it would tell us what it thought about. It would tell us what it thought about Larkin.
It doesn't have taste buds, Dad.
But it still can
It
read.
doesn't have a nose.
But it can read about what other people thought and come with its own opinion. Remember that? So, anyways, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and then also on all the podcast formats, Apple, iHeart, Spotify mainly. But we're on. If you can listen to it, we're pretty much on it. So whether you listen or watch us, make sure you like, comment, listen, subscribe, and leave good feedback. And subscribe. I think I said that. Yeah. And
well, I think you forgot to mention you should subscribe.
Yeah, you should subscribe. It's very important to subscribe. People, I want to get to 100,000 on YouTube. It would be great if everybody watching on YouTube would subscribe. We get a lot of. It's been going up, and I'm happy because I remember when I was at 400 subscribers, and I thought I reached a goal, and now that we're almost to 70.
You reached it. That is a goal.
Yeah, but it's like then all of a sudden you're never happy. I mean, I probably get 400 a day. But 400 a day is still slowly getting me to closer to 100,000. We're gonna go to the 75,000 mark real soon. But it's just I always find that if you put it in perspective of where you were to where you are now, that somehow you just can't be you're just never satisfied. You're always driving yourself to do better. I mean, there's no way.
Gotta see those numbers go up.
Well, there's no
green arrow.
There's no way I ever imagined that I would be getting consistently 4.1 million views between shorts and long, or it's 4,000 views on the longs, on the long videos, and then millions on the shorts. And I just never thought 4.1 million was even in.
Just look at you. All the odds were against you.
Yes, there's no doubt about it.
This is a miracle and a half, honestly.
You're not lying. I know that's how you feel. You can't believe that happened. You can't.
No, I'm happy for you.
You are now.
I would, like Greg just said, that I would not be in a position to try such amazing bourbons for practically free.
What do you mean
come on
practically?
here a couple times, fulfill my contractual duties, and you send me 8, 9 bottles at a time, and that's just like
Well, somebody's got to drink some of this, So anyways.
I know that wall back there. That's my son's college fund when you go.
Well, it's open, so there's not a lot of value in opened. You can ask Walker that. Now Walker, I believe, is getting close, so I don't know if he's going to be on tonight. But great to have everybody, that's on. Feel free to comment and talk and whatever. I'm taking a look. Yeah, there we go. We're monitoring the YouTube. We're monitoring the Facebook. But, it's really kind of special having you on, honestly. From where you were always, when you were kind of trying to kill yourself with gin and...
Kill myself with gin?
Yeah, because gin is...
I'm trying way harder to kill myself with bourbon, if anything.
But bourbon because of the barrel aging, and when I send you, isn't as hard on your body as unbarrel aged spirits. The distilling process leaves
you should
bad
tell
things
that to
in.
my body.
Well, your body...
It's not privy to that knowledge.
No, it's interpreting it. It's hard if you're drinking a really good bourbon that's been aged well and everything's been done right. It's not, unless you just go all out balls to the wall. No, Knob Creek's, that's 9 years in a barrel. That says 9 years. So there's 10-year, 11-year stuff in there, but the youngest is 9. They do that. So that has been filtered by a charcoal filter that everybody uses. The barrel becomes, when you char it, the filter.
I know the spiel.
Right.
I know how it works. You've had me on here one other time.
Yeah, exactly. So I just feel better that I've gotten you to do this. Now I just got to make sure that I don't just make it go overboard.
Yeah. Just to let everyone in who's out there that this is how every phone call also goes. It eventually leads back to, that's charcoal filtered. That's did you know that's great for you actually? It's not, I mean, like, we should start recording the phone calls you have with me. It'll be like, hey, how's your son? Oh, he is good. Do you know that they charcoal filter this?
Yeah, it's like I'm 60. I forget I have these conversations from conversations to conversation. That's what you got to deal with right now. And I won't even remember tomorrow. It's tomorrow because if we drink enough bourbon tonight.
Honest to God, I was talking to my wife and I was like, this is my first time on the podcast. She's like, Seth, what are you talking about? And it's like, clearly I just don't remember the last time.
Yeah, you never know. Grasshopper, you are
that's what I was mentioning. That's the comment I was talking about.
About having a nice family?
About being blessed with trying some of the best on the planet. And yeah. Now, the first company to make bourbon on the moon. Now that's a market.
Well, the coolest thing is if I ever can pull you away, if we could take you on a barrel pick.
I would love to go.
It's not easy to get.
Do they allow a 2-year-old?
No, they don't. That would have to
What
be.
What if he's on my shoulders, strapped to my back?
That would have to be you come down, mom head up to Michigan. You come down, and we go down to Kentucky. Then we'll go back, pick mom. I'll pick mom up and drop you off. That would be kind of how that would have to work. And she would do it in a second. She 100%.
Not sure how much Kane would enjoy that.
So, anyways, aren't you going to ask me how the AC/DC concert was last night?
No.
No.
How was the AC/DC concert last night?
That was it was everything that I wanted it to be. It's crazy that their last concert, maybe, because when you're dealing with somebody who's 77 years old, they can't go on forever. But he did a good job. His vocals were really strong. I've seen a lot of vocals from right before COVID when he was having a ton of problems, and then last year when he was in Europe, you saw it, but they were even better 2 years removed from that surgery.
As a musician in your 70s doing that stuff, that's even a miracle in itself, because look at the other bands we've lost the lead singers. Bowling for Soup, I believe the lead singer died of some sort of cancer. We also had Linkin Park just recently go, and he was like in his 40s.
Well, they go young. I mean, you look at Morrison, 27, Janis Joplin, 27, Jimmy, not Jimmy Page.
I mean, what was I, like 3 when, like, the last time I could have seen a Nirvana concert? Like, when was that? Like, I didn't even get a chance. The dude would be like, what, 50?
Well, yeah, they were young. But then you also have the rockers that we've lost just recently, like Tom Petty at 50, I believe 69. You lost David Bowie.
Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah, well, Jimmy Buffett was in his 70s, so yeah. But like you said, I mean, we're talking about Brian Johnson, 77 years old, out there screaming out, heavy metal. That's a whole different story.
How active were they on stage?
When it comes to Angus Young, who has always been just so hyper, he's the one that does the head banging. He's the one that just played and his head was going back and forth. His head wasn't going back and forth as much, but his walk that he does and when he was all over, there was a point where he did a 24-minute guitar solo where he was coming and going and running around and going up. But I really think he's 70. But I really think he was giving Brian a breather for the grand finale, for the grand finale. And I wouldn't, because when they were showing the close up of him when he was on stage, I mean, last night was damp and 60, but you were just sweating because it was that dampness. But it was fantastic. I mean, it was a bucket list for me. I've always wanted to see him. I've almost saw him twice before when they were younger. But to go see it and then maybe this be the last time they ever play was really kind of special. I mean, it worked out because it's in Cleveland. I mean, a lot of people saw him in Chicago and other places. And
I bet they're playing the Las Vegas Dome too in their tour. The dome is a hot spot right now.
I could take this off and then turn around and show everybody because the
Your two domes? What are you talking?
No, the back of the schedule. The schedule of what they played is on the back of my shirt.
Ah, okay.
I got. It's funny because I wasn't going to get a shirt, but then as I walked out, there wasn't a big line for it, and they had the all the merch out there. So I ended up with this awesome hat. I think this one will become an all-time favorite. Yeah,
It's a little bit. It's slightly too tall. You don't wear okay backwards. Fits you better.
Yeah,
but
well,
forwards, it elongates your forehead. Las Vegas Sphere. Yes, the Sphere is a cool venue.
I've seen what they do with that when you're in the Sphere. The whole atmosphere, like everything around you, can be video, and it can make you feel like you're in space.
I saw the Styx last year play up here at Interlochen.
Wait, not the Styx. You saw Styx.
Styx.
Thank you.
Okay, I saw Styx. I saw the Styx. I saw.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite songs for that
Sailing
Styx?
Away.
You like Come Sail Away?
Sail Away. And especially they did the little pre-part beforehand.
Yeah.
Which is that little. Which I never heard,
but
because I'm not a big Styx fan.
Yeah, and you never heard it because it was on the album.
Yeah.
And you listened to the
but that's the thing, though. How old are they? They're in their like 60s and 70s. And that's why I asked you how mobile AC/DC was, because they pretty much just stood in place. They weren't active.
No, Angus Young was all over the stage, just doing his little hop, his skip. His favorite is he stands there with the devil, and he'll hit the strum, do this, and he'll just start like doing the guitar solo just like with one hand. It's just like fantastic. I was impressed.
Wait, John says happy 60th to Super Nash today?
Yes, Super Nash is
Nash's birthday?
I did not forget his birthday. He didn't come on his birthday, so I'm not gonna. It's nice of John to acknowledge that. But if he wanted to come on, I had a whole big birthday things planned. I was gonna, talk about it or whatever. But
do they make little corks for your bottles with candles on them, so you can light a bottle up?
A Molotov cocktail, throw it at him in the basement.
No, you got it's a cork, and you put a little, like any other bottle has, and you just let a little candle on top. You don't have to throw it.
Well, okay.
That's a $1 million idea right there.
No, it's not. That's not. No, I do not endorse that. Don't burn your house down. You can't put a cork with a can on top of a whiskey bottle. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Knobs.
$1 million idea.
So let's get to it. So the distillery that we deal with is Larkin. The ownership, we kind of know him.
And I did do a little bit of research on Larkin.
Okay.
And it means a mischievous young person, an uncultivated, rowdy, but good-hearted person. Or a person who acts with apparent disregard for social or political conventions.
Well, here's examples of who they feel would be Larkins. Steve Irwin. The alligator one, or the Crocodile Dundee, the guy who played, with the big, Australian, Johnny Cash, Sammy Davis Jr., Pete Mitchell, and Annie Oakley. These are people that are, they're living life the fullest. That's what a Larkin is. And
Ted Krasinski.
Ted, the Unabomber? Are we talking?
That's a Larkin.
No, that's
or
not.
If I ever saw one.
No, they don't end up in jail.
Well, okay, hold on. Rowdy but good-hearted.
No,
I would say.
No, sending bombs to people in the mail is not good-hearted. I'm sorry. It's just that's not a Larkin, all right?
I'm making a joke.
So one of the cool things is we've been down there. It used to be prior to this past Kentucky Bourbon Festival was called Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company. A spectacular tasting room. They got this spectacular neon sign. I can't believe they changed their name, because by changing their name, they had to basically have another sign made. They must know somebody who does neon signs spectacularly. We've done a podcast from their tasting room. They have a walk-in humidor, so when you go there, they're 5 minutes from Wild Turkey. They're right down the street from Wild Turkey. Jimmy Russell will send people to Larkin after they're done, and he'll ask them if they know. So it's a lot of the bourbon industry helping each other out. So the story is, it's Greg and Katie Keely, and Greg is, here we go, is the true embodiment of the American dream. A craft distillery built from scratch with the fair dunkum, no nonsense.
Stop doing that. With your, don't do that.
Oh, the microphone. I picked up the microphone.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
that's
It's like completely cut out there.
No, okay. So fair dinkum, no nonsense approach to making bloody good bourbon. Our founder, LCDR Greg Keely, a retired USN, has had a wild ride. Greg's journey kicked off in a vineyard down under to national security professional, and eventually landed in the extraordinary world of distilling. As a service-disabled Navy combat veteran, Greg has the unique honor of commissioned service in both the United States Navy and the Royal Australian Navy, with combat roles in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the Pacific. Raised in Oz, he also served with the Australian Federal Police. At Larkin, we're not here to spin yarns about bourbon dating back to the Pilgrims. Our focus is dead simple. What kind of Kentucky whiskey do we want in our glass? Our goal, to craft extraordinary, novel Kentucky whiskeys that we're stoked to pour. We figured, why not bring a bit of Aussie cheek to American's native spirit, blending tradition with a pluck of irreverence. So here's a great bourbon, good mate. Here's to great bourbon, good mates, and creating something truly special. That is Larkin. When you go there, it's definitely his wife. When we've been there, his wife Katie's there. Super Nash has done fire extinguisher work there. He set up all their and done stuff for them and installed, and he inspects them when we get there once a year. Great people. Last year, we were the first ones at Kentucky Bourbon Festival when, so John Ritz said Paul Hogan was Crocodile Dundee. Yes, so there you go. But at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, they changed their name. So we were there like the day before Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and we're talking, they got something big planned and everything. And when we went there, they did this, actually, I can do the share screen right here.
Okay. What were they before Larkin?
They were the Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company in the same place, but they wanted to really that kind of, what would you say? All right, I got it. Share. Here's the screen. Now, okay. So here it is. They did this. They put up. They changed their name and introduced it with a giant blow-up kangaroo. So if you look at, all right, here's me, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I should have had the one. No, I think I decided not to show that. All right, so their logo is a boxing kangaroo. You can see, and that neon sign hangs like 20 feet by 40 feet above their bar. I mean, it's spectacular. So they made that name change to Larkin, but then they introduced and they came on the podcast while they were there. So we were the first one to ever do, and I got some here, and I'm gonna pregame it in my glass. But this is Larkin Bottled in Bond. And the bottled in bond, now, you've got what?
I got single barrel.
Yeah, I got the single barrel. The single barrel is this baby right here. I gave you this. I gave you a big one of this because I have it. You know what I mean? Now I have a bunch of Lawrenceburg single barrels, but they're bottled in bond, which we got to taste and rate at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Was pretty strong. So that was kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So one of the cool things, so I know what were you drinking before we did this? Before we get into the barrel,
Oh.
but you did a little mixer with. Show everybody with your.
Oh, the mixer. This is a family recipe now that I've crafted. This is a handcrafted soda. I made all the individual syrup flavors. I've combined them in a ratio that I like, and then I just add some sparkling water and a couple cocktail cherries, and it's good to go.
So why is there no Knob Creek in there?
I just because it's not a mixer, it's a chaser.
Oh, you call it your chaser.
Yes, because it's just when you need a little reset. It's a nice little mouth reset in between bourbons, or if a bourbon's just lingering a little bit too long and you want to take another sip.
I'm
You
gonna
know?
I'm gonna defer to Greg Greg Schneider on your chaser. What he thinks of that one.
But I do have, this is the syrup bottle. There's the recipe, but you don't know what this is made of. But that's it. I'm almost out. Gotta make some more. It all came from me creating ginger syrup to make a homemade ginger ale because just dealing with like acid reflux and everything, ginger is the best cure for that. So now this is not only is it a helpful tasty soda but it also is slightly helpful and medicinal with the ginger in there.
All right. I just wanted to. This bottled in bond is just it's a
Yeah.
solid bottle from Larkin. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna.
I already have my pour of my single barrel.
So this.
What's the proof on this?
All right.
124?
I wrote it there for you.
You did, but it got all smudged. So it's either, oh my God.
What?
That just blinded me.
124.2. This is barrel C6.
Oh.
It is
120.
It is 75 corn, 21 rye, and 4% barley. And this is an 8-year single barrel. So we're talking about it's got the right amount of age to be right in the sweet spot. You know what I mean?
So, yes. So you're telling me it's an 8-year
Yep.
aged, right?
Uh-huh.
So when they were barreling this, they didn't know that they were going to be Larkin. Put in the barrel thinking they were going to be...
Well, they bought they are sourcing. They source their bourbon. Greg has distilled in other places, but it's like not quite the same. What would you say? It's not the same. If he does some of the stuff that he's distilled in Florida, I think it was. It's not put out as the Larkin brand of bourbon. You know what I mean? It's not the Kentucky thing that they got going, that they get Kentucky whiskey. And Greg's an Australian person who's been in both the Australian and the American navies. His wife is also a veteran of. She was in the that's where he met her when he was in the Navy here in America, and I will say that his palate and what he brings to a Kentucky distillery, they now have a pot still. So a lot of the places that are blending, they like to get a pot still and do a certain amount so they can get their Kentucky distilling license. So they're called, if you don't get the pot still, you're just sourcing, you're called a non-distilling producer, an NDP. So you want to get your DP, you're distilling, you're a Kentucky DP because you're a distilling producer. So you have to set up a still that runs a certain amount of whiskey or spirits a year. So a lot of places do that, and then that also allows them to participate in a lot of the festivals in Kentucky, and a lot of things. The Kentucky Bourbon Festival, bourbon. It opens a lot of doors by doing that. So it happens in the same thing in Ohio. There's a place called High Bank, and they have a still, which having a still, they can sell their bottles out of their restaurant, because distillers can sell their bottles. If they didn't have a still and they were just blending, they would have to not sell out of their restaurant. That doesn't. It's just having the still is very important. So that's kind of how that works. All right, so here we are.
I'm going to say, I'm not sure if it's the proof, because I haven't had anything this high in a while or whatnot, but the legs on this are sometimes not even forming.
Yeah, what that is that it's so thick that it takes a while for it to leave the side of the glass.
Which just means it's going to be syrupy and delicious.
So you can see this, right? How I can coat the side of my glass.
I'm a little bit too full for that.
I think it's like, I actually think I have a place on my bar that if I got it going, it would just self-propel itself round and round. You can see it gains a little. It's because it's uneven. Up there it goes. It hit the thing. But when you go like that and then you bring it around, I mean, honestly, yes, it's usually those barrel proofs at 120. Some of the Bookers, they stay there for a while, and then where they'll form first, like this one, I got one right through the middle, but they like to form in the edges. If you look in the middle part of it, that's where the legs start to form. And then they kind of run, then all of a sudden you can follow it back up to where the film was. But this one has some really good thick legs. So the viscosity on this one is pretty darn good.
It's a nice color too.
So do
you have a preferred nostril? Is there a...
Well, yes, there are such things as preferred nostrils, but you know what's weird is lately for the first time they're both working. I've always had a preferred, but it's like one time the other day I was like, wow, it's the same. It's good off of both nostrils. So that brings us to the Old Louisville Whiskey Company Barrel Bottle Breakdown. Old Louisville is a sponsor of this segment. You gotta go see Amin down at the Old Louisville Whiskey Company. Our bus tour is going to be making a stop there also, so you might get to see. If you're going on the bus tour, you're going to get to meet Amin. So Old Louisville makes some fantastic stuff. Doesn't put anything in the bottle that's 7 years, or it doesn't go in if it's got to be over 7 years old. So they produce some really good stuff. Amin is very similar to what Larkin is. He's purchased a still, but he is very, very. His experience is very, very barrel. What was it? Barrel centric. Yes, barrel centric. It's like you're going to be, when you go there and you go through, he takes you in the back with groups and you get to taste right from the barrel. If you like something, you can do that, and check that out. And then also, if you could bottle your own or buy something from the gift shop, he's got some fantastic whiskey there. And check out Amin there in Louisville, Kentucky. But he is the sponsor of our Barrel Bottle Breakdown. So the Barrel Bottle Breakdown, oh my God, why am I having a stupid mental block? Rating system is based off of a rating system of Knox with our barrel bung hammer. Me and then also gongs with
it's time to introduce.
It's like he did this because he calls it his tiny gong. You should just
no, it's not the tiny gong.
Yeah, it's pretty
it's not
tiny.
Named after you.
You should send it to me.
This is Knob's gong.
It's tiny.
Knob's gong.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Barrel Bottle Breakdown. I do Knox. He does gongs. And based off of 4 categories: the nose, the body, the taste, and the finish. 4 points for the nose and the body, 5 knocks for the taste and the finish. And this is something, John, you're gonna appreciate for this one, okay? Because seriously, Knobs fixed the problem with the bung and the knocks. They can be now heard, which is crazy that
Yes,
it took him just to come on in 4 seconds and tell me what to do. He figured out how to get his gong to work, and then I'm like, well, how did you do that? I couldn't hear it. Now I can. He's like, so we went through and we figured it out. So it's going to get crazy here as we break this down, but it's also 5 knocks for the taste and the finish, and a total of 18 is the best score. But if one of them is very exceptional, something that you don't normally get in a whiskey or a bourbon, you can give it a butt up for one category and one category only.
Yes.
So the ultimate score would be a 19 of 18 in this old Louisville Whiskey Company's barrel bottle breakdown. All right, let's give this baby a nose.
So, like, my question is, if I don't smell anything, like, is the nose rating trying to be like the best smelling? Like, is a 4 just like the most beautiful smell, like cinnamon rolls in the morning kind of thing, or is it just like that's what I'm asking. How are we rating it? Like, what am I looking for in my rating, or is it just purely personal?
Well, all whiskey's personal. So the knocks are based off of what you think. So let's say you love vanilla ice cream with caramel on it, and you hate chocolate ice cream with chocolate sauce on it. Okay? So if you smell chocolate on there, and that's the thing you hate, you're not going to rate it high. Okay? You might give it a 2 out of 4 because they were able to pull chocolate out. But it's still not something that you like, but you got to let everybody know. If you love chocolate, you might like this. But if you love caramel, or if you don't like caramel, and honestly, if you don't like caramel, you shouldn't be drinking bourbon or whiskey, because it's what the main thing of what it's always trying to taste like.
What if I don't like my nose hairs singeing off on every sniff?
Well, that is called ethanol. Okay, you referred to that on the nose as an ethanol thing. That's because this is 121.2 proof, and at 121.2 proof, you're gonna have some, ethanol, or you're gonna have some power to this because of how much alcohol is in. It's 60. I believe this one's 60.1 ABV. It's 60% alcohol. So if you're looking at something that's 60% alcohol, you might have something do that. Now, that's not a guarantee, but also it's been sitting in your glass for a little bit. So a lot of times when you do the first part of the pour, the ethanol's there, but if you let it sit for a while, it kind of burns off.
Well, what about the first part of a pour in a bottle?
Yeah, that's already been That's been sitting. This has been here for 6-8 months open, and it's.
I was gonna say, is this just the head? Is this just the first? Did you just give me the first pour in this just so you didn't have to taste it?
No, that was already opened.
Okay.
If you look, it's way more gone than what you got.
I know.
So
all right.
Yeah,
I got my score.
So on the nose, I always like to tell what I smell. I get a lot of caramel. It's almost like caramel apple.
Rubbing alcohol.
I don't get rubbing alcohol. I get a sweet candy caramel apple right there on the right side. Now, tonight my right side of my nostril is dominant. On my left side, what the heck was that?
I was coughing because I'm just getting face full of alcohol.
So sniff it at the top. It's always at the top of the nose is always a little bit not as.
It's just so strong. I'm just not used to it. My nose is getting stuffy. It's stuffing my nose.
This is for.
I'm getting seasonal allergies.
All all you beginners that are watching tonight, just know that you're not alone. Knobs is right there. I would say Knobs is he's kind of a graduated maybe to an advanced beginner. I'll give you that. I'll give you advanced beginner, but you're not an intermediate yet. Intermediate doesn't. I admit there's a little.
My liver's an intermediate for sure.
Yeah, but gin doesn't count.
Why? Counts for how much you can drink.
I enjoy the nose. The left.
Oh! This nose is a little stuffed, and I just kind of like.
Did you dip it?
Shotgun it up there, yeah. And
now you should really get the smell. It also works if you pour it in on the other end.
Pour it in, okay.
Not your nostril.
I know what you're. Yeah. I mean, maybe the bottle. Oh, the bottle actually. I'm getting that caramel. I'm getting a vanilla caramel.
Yeah. Do you get a little bit of a spicy apple,
I'm not getting any apple.
I'm getting that, and a little bit of fresh baked bread.
I literally made fresh baked bread the other day, getting no bread in this.
I would say, all right, I'm ready. So here it comes, everybody.
Like a creme brulee caramel.
A creme brulee. Okay. So
almost like there's a little bit of that burnt sugar.
So I'll go. Yeah, I mean, I'll go first. I think the nose on this is pretty much what I look for. There is a little bit of ethanol, so I'm gonna give it 3 knocks. So let me know. Here it comes. Drum roll, please. All right. 1, 2, 3. Did you hear them all?
They all got heard.
Look at that, folks. We figured out the knocks on the barrel. 3 knocks.
Thanks to Knobs.
Yep,
and
Knobs
clicks.
is working with the knocks.
2 clicks, everyone.
Knobs is knocks. We should just saw that it should be called Knobs is knocks from now on because y'all can hear it.
All right. We have Knobs gong.
Tiny's tin.
Tiny's tin. It's Knobs gong. Knobs gong. Knobs gong. I got a little plaque up there. Knobs gong. So I'm giving it for the nose a 2. So we got 1, 2.
There you go. Did everybody? I heard that. So we finally fixed. I mean, this is for sure the first real podcast I've ever done. I have knocks that nobody's heard for the last 6 to 8 months, and now
that's not true. People be hearing them upstairs in the house.
There's nobody here anymore. You're gone. All right. So that's what. So now the body. Very sweet, an apple espresso, unbelievable hug. I mean, this barrel pick isn't with me because I didn't like it. I mean, this is one of the reasons why when I had a choice of what I could bring with me to put onto the podcast, I picked this single barrel because it's fantastic. It's a fantastic single barrels. They differ from barrel to barrel, but honestly, what Greg is able to put out, he puts out fantastic single barrels, and that's one of the things in this. Knobs noxious.
Knobs noxious?
Yeah, there you go. All right, so so for me, what the body is one, the viscosity in the glass. That counts for like 1 point.
Yeah.
So if you got really good legs, you add a 1 on it, okay? But what it has to do is, to me, the body is what happens when you drink it and it's in your mouth before you swallow, okay? Once you swallow, and it's not about what the actual taste is. It's about
it's how much it coats, how much it stays,
what the mouthfeel is. Sometimes it's oily, sometimes it's soft and creamy, sometimes and then
was this really dry for you?
It's a little dry.
I got my whole mouth. It just felt like this is a very liquid version of, not in a negative way. Let me preface this comment. This is not a negative comment. Just an interesting observation. It's like if sand could be liquefied, because it just gets in my mouth and it just dried everything up like immediately.
There's an aspect of it that like you might have with a sharp, tart, dry wine.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Chardonnay that's tart and sharp. It's more dry because that's more from the oak. You pick that up. That's what's happening, what you're tasting, and you almost taste that not Merlot, but that Chardonnay flavor in there. There's a little bit of that kind of oaky wood bitterness that's there afterwards. You know what? It's not sweet what's left over as you're going into the finish. But how much it costs, like I've always said to somebody, I actually had a bourbon that I gave a 2 on the nose, a 1 on the taste, a 1 on the finish, and I gave it a 5 with a butt up, a 4 with a butt up on it, knobs, because it tasted so yucky, but at the same time it coated every aspect of it. Tasted horrible in my cheeks. It tasted horrible everywhere. It had the most awesome body of anything I've ever tasted, but it wasn't good as far as taste.
Yes, I get that. And this is just full on, like, what would you call it? Just completely coats. It's almost like if butter could be dry, like a butter wine almost. It does have that very dry.
I still pick up the apples, red. A little bit of caramel.
That's taste. You're moving ahead.
But I'm saying, but it's hitting, and there's like but it's all everywhere.
Yeah, tart like a Granny Smith.
Like you're. Yes.
Not a red delicious.
Right. It's tartar than.
Not Fuji, not the new Cosmic Crisp.
It's drier and more bitter than the nose. What you were smelling on the apple flavor on the nose was like a cherry, like a red, almost candy apple. Where in that's not there. You're getting more like a sour.
It's like the experience of a caramel apple at first. You have this, like if you have a Granny Smith caramel apple at first, it's the sweet caramely outside, but you take a bite and you get that bitter.
But now, one thing that know that your taste buds. So I always, when I taste, I always put it in the front of my mouth and then I dip the tip of my tongue into the well of under my tongue so that I can taste the sugar, because the tip of your tongue and taste buds. That's where sweet is tasted. The legs on. So I'm gonna say I'll say for the body that this is an exceptional body. I mean, it's cheating because it's 121.2, but I will tell you it's an exceptional body, and I am going to give it a 4 out of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a butt up.
See, now I would say that a butt up for me isn't warranted, because for me a good body has more staying power. Because
that's the finish.
What?
Staying power is the finish.
But the good body covers the entirety. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So it goes. Then you nose it, then you taste it, and if it lights up all the sensories in your cheeks, on the roof of your mouth, underneath your tongue, then you're going at flavor. But you're talking about the staying power. The staying power then transfers to the finish.
Well, I think that you can only have a good staying power.
You can't punish.
You can only have a good.
Don't punish the body. Yeah, it's good body, but don't punish the body because the staying power isn't there. Because staying power is the part of the finish. It's something that
I am gonna punish it for it, but that's still a 4. I'm just not giving it a butt up.
Come on.
Because the butt up bump would add everything to it.
Bubblegum on the nose. Randy
Ford
right. Says bubblegum on the nose.
So we got the silence for the knobs gone. The knobs gone.
No, what is it?
Knobs gone.
No, knobs noxious.
Knobs noxious? Okay, here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4.
That just amuses you, doesn't it?
It really does.
I'll give you that.
I don't think I would go for, so far, I would not go for a second pour, but I still have a lot left.
I need a second pour. But once again, I was going light on my first pour. So, taste, we can up it to a 5. And I love the caramel on the front. I love the little bit of apple and then the dry Chardonnay kind of flavor. Maybe a little bit of leather in there. I would say I would give the taste on this, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now,
could you hear all 4?
I was gonna say, for all you casual drinkers out there, not die. I'm appealing to the audience that doesn't hardcore,
Well, this is a hardcore bourbon, seriously.
Well, it is a hardcore bourbon. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I was gonna give this taste a 3 because it honestly, the proof, the alcohol content, just muddles for me all the flavor because I can almost get it for a second, but it's so overpowered by my young grasshopper tongue.
Right, and honestly, you're being that's a thing. So there's some, even now, there's some bourbons or whiskeys where it's too peppery for me, and then I can't get the flavors that I want because the pepper overpowers. And when I start to taste consistent peppers, like if we're doing multiple tastings or whatever of something, and they're all peppery, I get palate fatigue. All of a sudden, everything starts to taste like pepper, even the ones that at first maybe you were pulling some other flavors out.
Like, honest to God, I almost for a second was getting wasabi flavor because I felt it after tasting it in my mouth, right in my sinuses.
So what are you giving it?
I was gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
But I also want to know what I'm giving the little gongs. What's the value of this bottle? How much does this cost?
I want to say, Randy, what did you pay for your hazmat Larkin? I think it was in the 79 range. 69, 79.
Because if it's in the 79 range, I would say that if you're just looking for a nice bourbon that you want to get to a good point of intoxicated with 1 to 2 pours, this is what you're going with because it doesn't taste bad. It's not awful because I've had a lot of high proofs that are just like like you're dying. It's still palatable, and I mean 2 or 3 pours. Oh, Randy said $200, so I retract everything.
He said $199, but his could have been.
Yes.
This one here, I believe, was 79.
Okay, but that's pretty
And,
good.
and Randy, where did you get yours? See, it depends on where he picked his up. We'll see.
What is this single barrel?
Yeah.
Is it? Because I'm on the website right now. 9 year.
Yes.
75 corn.
No. It was 8 year.
8 year. Well, then the 9 year is 110.
Yeah. So the 8 year drops down a little bit.
Which they don't sell this on their website, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I wouldn't. Again, if you're looking for a higher proof.
Did you give it the 3 gongs or the 4?
Yeah, I gave it. When you were talking, I 3 gonged it.
Okay, so you're at 3, 2, 3.
I'm at
3, 2, 4, 3.
Yeah, 2, 2, 3. So
no.
7.
No. You gave the 2, 4, 3.
Sorry, you're right. Sorry.
And I'm at 3, 4, 4. So I'm at 8, 9, 10, 11, and you're at 2. So you're at 9 right now.
9, yeah, 9.
All right. So the finish.
Finally, the finish.
The finish on here is a medium finish, and honestly, if you're dealing with 120 proof whiskey, and I think this one was 124.2. When you're dealing with 124.2 whiskey and that is 8 years old, you're expecting a much longer finish than this. Okay, so it can't be but it is that dry Chardonnay, maybe a little leather, and that is, so out of 5. I'm not going to say it's unappealing. I do enjoy, but it's not what I want to walk away with. So I would give this a 3 on the finish. 1, 2, 3.
Tiny gong's coming out.
Tiny gong.
Knobs gong.
Tiny
I'm also going to give this a 3. Just because, again, it doesn't have a lot of staying power. I think that it's hard for me because I think it'd actually be better if the finish was less, because I could have the taste less in my mouth. But we're gonna give it 1, 2, 3.
There you go. So Tiny Gong gives it a 12 out of 18, which is a very respectful, good score. And Tiny gives it a 14 out of 18, and that makes it a 13 out of 18 in our score. So
for an Australian.
Yeah, well, Greg has some. I mean, his stuff is consistently like this. Some good.
Now, is this being sold in Australia as well? Is Larkin in the Australian markets?
He sells off the website, so I suppose if you're in Australia, you could probably get it shipped there, maybe.
You can. I watch a semi-podcast, but more of joking, called Cold Ones, where they get alcohol from all over the world, and they are based in Australia.
So anyways, he's based in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. This is where they started to do it, right down the street from Wild Turkey. I strongly suggest, if you're in the area, stop by. When you go there, there's a lot of this. This is a fun place to stop by, and the walk-in humidor's awesome. He's got pretty cool cigars. The tasting room's great, and then his tour of the barrel room has been fantastic. He put out bourbon that was aged in a barrel that had rose petals in it, and he released.
I did see that on the website. There was a rose hip barrel bourbon.
Yep, and we got to thief that barrel one day and taste that, and then got to taste it right before they released it, and that is some spectacular whiskey.
Let me correct myself. Rose water, not rose hip. Rose water bourbon.
Yeah, it's pretty special. It's great for the Kentucky Derby. It's great for Valentine's Day. It's a really good marketing thing, and we got to taste it. And I had to hold off on doing any reels or anything like that on that one because they hadn't introduced it. But now that they've introduced it, we can talk about it. So Greg and Katie do a great job down there. Very personable. We got to, like I said, do this bottled in bond Larkin. This is what you might see on the shelf if you're out and about. And there you go. 13 out of 18 from the Scotchy Bourbon Boys on this awesome single barrel from Larkin. All right, so
And Randy even said that the hazmat that he was trying was a 17 out of 18 from him. So looks like that's another bottle to try.
the hazmat. Well, did you? So you understand what he means by hazmat, right?
Maybe I don't. Let me know. Inform me and as well as the viewers.
A hazmat is anything over 140 proof. 140 over. So,
So like the Everclear of bourbons.
no, it's a hazmat. The Everclear is just basically alcohol that's too shitty. 140 hazmats. What the thing about 140 hazmat, which I'm going to be having, this is a hazmat. This is 146 proof. It's called Mayday Rye. It comes from Whiskey Thief. It's going to work. I'm going to have Walter on it. We're going to talk about it. But when you taste it, it is not like Everclear. Everclear is like doing what you talked about initially. You're drinking.
Well, yes.
You're basically
But
drinking.
of the bourbon world, does it go higher? Do you have a 180? Do you have a 200 proof bourbon?
Well, one of the rules about making bourbon is it has to come off the still 160 or lower.
So the highest bourbon possible is a 160 proof.
Right, which is 80% alcohol. Anything else they consider stripping, it's a stripping alcohol.
Yeah, it takes the varnish.
Vodka and gin come off at 190. You know what I mean? They're just trying to make the most out of everything. Because if it comes off that's still at 190, when they proof it down to 80, they get 10 times more.
Yes.
But
I wasn't saying that hazmat is
so 160, but the other thing about it is it has to go in the barrel 125 or lower. So if you pull it off at 160, you proof it down to 125 and put it in the barrel. To obtain anything over 140 proof is almost impossible. To get it back up to 150, the aging process just isn't.
That's what I was trying to say, though. So for the bourbon world, even though Everclear is not tasty, it is just straight. It tastes like you're drinking gasoline. I've had it before, but in the bourbon world, this is the high. I was just trying to say this is the highest proof.
Yeah, the hazmats are the highest proof ones, but they're called hazmats. But most of the hazmats I've tasted they're a lot easier than some 120 proofs.
Of course, because you have to make them palatable.
Well, it's just about what it is. The proof isn't what makes the ethanol there.
Yes.
So it's.
But I imagine if you pulled something out of a barrel and it slapped you in the face.
I think if
pulled
you
your pants down and threw you on a boat
in order to get back up from 125 proof back up to 140, one, it has to be in a really hot place in the rick house, and two, it has to be a special barrel that has the flavor that it's adding in. Being that kind of barrel allows it to taste a certain way to get back up to the 140. I think those barrels are.
Again, I was just trying to make a comparison in terms of proofage, not terms of taste. Because of course, I mean, is there a bourbon that's worse than Everclear? That should be a.
Well,
try to find, because I'd be hard pressed to find probably a bourbon that tastes
Yeah.
worse than Everclear.
So now Randy said he had 160 proof whiskey. Okay, so Randy, 162 proof whiskey. Yes, whiskey is different than bourbon. Whiskey does not have to follow the same rules that bourbon does. You're not going to get that 162 proof bourbon because of the fact that even in its distilled form, it has to be distilled 160 or less. So I don't even think you could probably, if you put it in at 125 to get it back up to 160 would be virtually, I think, for bourbon impossible.
Mm-hmm. I will say that, just to bring it up because I love it so much, you giving me the William Dalton bottle. It is by far one of my favorite all times, and I'm very. You showed the bottle off at the beginning of the video from Spirit of French Lick,
Mm-hmm.
and I am
the Lillian Sinclair,
and that looks like something that I would want to try. Maybe that's the next sample you send my way.
I really want.
Is it a barrel pick too? It has the Scotchy Bourbon Boys logo on it.
Yes, it's a barrel pick, but
how many bottles do you have of it?
I have a lot. But
you're about to have 4 bottles less in the next coming month.
No, I'd have to. I'll next time I come up, I'll bring it with me. This is a lot younger. It's 3-year aged. We dropped a French oak stave for 3 months into the barrel to compensate for it being a little bit young, and the results are very, very. Randy will say, Randy Ford, he absolutely loves the Lillian Sinclair, but it's a frontier bourbon. It's a 4-grain with corn, rye, oats, and barley, where Lee Sinclair is corn, wheat, oats, and barley. So the rye in the Lillian, it's a lot more like what people would have been drinking in the 1800s, and it's not your classic.
That to me, like historical bourbon, like bourbon that is made in the certain time period. Like this is what you would have been drinking back then.
It's pot stilled. Alan knows what he's doing. He's distilling like the moonshiner that he was taught to be from the stuff that people cool. Back. Yeah, it's cool. But like, I'm going to tell you,
some Civil War general sat down after a battle and poured himself a glass of something that very similar to what I'm tasting is just incredible. That is something you don't share that.
Well, you're being romantic, and I agree. I love that part of whiskey and bourbon, but as far as your palate goes, I don't know if the romance will mesh with your palate, but it could.
You should totally do a video where you make a meal that would have been served at that time and pair it with one of those bourbons. Have a full meal, sit down a 10-minute video where you just, you cook, you eat a meal, you tell about the history, and then you drink the bourbon with it.
You said you cook?
Or mom cooks, sure. Get Roxy to cook.
Yeah. Yeah, that's convince her to come home from her hard day at work and cook a podcast dinner so we could drink it with some Lillian Sinclair. You come home.
It would be so easy. It'd be a pot roast. It'd be a roast of something. You think cooking was more complex back then? It's less complex back then. They were just throwing things into a pot back then. A Civil War era dish is super simple. Those guys were eating a hardtack on the battlefield. They weren't eating, baguettes and whatnot.
I mean, Mom's done certain things, but
But I'm just telling you something that I would want to see, because that's what really, like, that bringing the bourbon back to history, I like.
Well, there are some places that, where the restaurants do that type of stuff and everything. So
Because it's popular. Because people like it. People
I've
eat
done.
it up.
You should check out my cheese pairing. Steve sent me like 24 different cheeses. So I basically put the cheeses out and I tasted them. And one of the things you want to be more.
If Steve, if you're listening, if anyone loves cheese more than that guy, it's this guy.
We had every single cheese. He had every single exquisite cheese and sent me in a packet. I mean, it was just crazy. And then
my local health food store has a section of all the fancy cheeses, and I'm only allowed one per week. Because if not, the bill starts going to like $30 a week on cheese.
He had this one that was like all mold on top. And then you had to heat it up and cut the mold off. And underneath was like a brie. And then and then it was like it expired. I got it in just in time before it turned to poison.
Oh. But I mean, back on the Larkin, I don't dislike it. I like the bottle. It's a good bottle. At least what you sent me. Who knows? You could have mixed it up.
All right, so there we go. We're gonna hang out on YouTube and Facebook for a little bit with everybody else, but at the same time, we're gonna end the audio right now. I will have you say, I want everybody to support us on YouTube because for whatever reason, I'm in a dispute over the Moon on Alabama song that I use. We basically initially used Jim Morrison and the Doors early on for our podcast, but we got spanked and told that on some aspects you can't use it, and other, if I'm going to do it, all the revenue goes to the Doors. So I had little Steve-O do a cover of it. Now, one thing that's very unique about the Alabama song with the Doors is it was a 1927 German composer's song that he had his wife sing in a play, and it's called Moon on Alabama. Now, I thought initially maybe that Morrison and the Doors changed the melody, but all they did was they changed the words in the second verse that was not in the original song. And those words today are very inappropriate, so I would never use them. But the first 54 seconds are based off the first verse, which is from the original song. And although the Doors sped up the melody is exactly pretty much the same melody that was in the original song. So they covered the song. And the reason why they could cover the song was because it was done in 1927 and they released the single in 1967 and all the rights and everything were up for, what is it called? Fair usage.
Fair use, yes.
So we covered the song, 54 seconds, using the first part. It's done with a synthesizer. He has a drum beat in it, but it's not even the same beat kind of thing. And then there's like little high-pitched things that go on, and little Steve-O has a great voice, so it was very, very close to Morrison's voice, but it was a cover, and they keep hitting me up on this rights, it's a copyright, now it's not an infringement, they're just saying I'm supposed to share revenue with it.
And you're disputing every single one, right?
So I dispute it, and then they say that after, of the 30 days it takes for them to respond, they say that the dispute isn't right. So then I have to make a claim against what they're saying. And I've won the claim now 4 times. But I keep saying when I dispute it that I've won this before, stop.
But it's an auto text system. It has nothing to do with.
Well, then YouTube needs to figure it out when people win their frickin' disputes that they should just basically hit a little ping button and stop harassing me.
They will never stop harassing you. That's just a YouTube fact of life.
Well, I will never stop disputing it. I have
But
it all.
the
Now
issue
the
is
dispute is
you
copying.
lose that revenue
No,
those first couple of days.
No, you don't. They just put it in escrow.
Well, yeah, but you lose it immediately. Yes.
Well, and then it's like I do it every time to finish up, and only 1 out of 3 do they dispute. I mean, it's not every one. But I'm gonna try and they keep inviting me to all these different workshops and stuff for YouTube to be a part of, like, learning all the stuff. I'm getting invited a lot as a creator because of the popularity, and I'm gonna get in one of those workshops, and then when I'm in the workshop, I'm gonna just hound the moderator. That's my goal.
That's your goal.
So anyways, www.scotchybourbonboys. Everybody on Facebook and YouTube, this isn't ending, but it is ending for the audio. So www.scotchybourbonboys for all.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys, Glenn's t-shirts, find out all about us and everything. Remember, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and also iHeart, Apple, and Spotify, all the major podcast formats. But remember, no matter whether you listen or you watch us, you gotta comment, subscribe, like, listen, comment, subscribe, and leave good feedback. Remember, good bourbon equals good friends and family. Make sure that you don't drink and drive, drink responsibly, and live your life uncut and unfiltered. Little Steve.
Live like knobwood.
Little Steve-O's going to take us out.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die.
I mean, even, I don't know if you can hear it, but when he sings it, he's got this little synthesizer thing going. That's not part of it.
You need to. I mean, like, big mainline channels will not even hum tunes, Dad. They won't even hum them. I was watching a YouTube channel, big one, millions of subscribers, and they did the Dune yell. You know the Dune yell at the start of Dune. I can't do it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they muted it. They literally muted it. They wouldn't show it because that, like, even just a dude doing the Dune yell too good will get you a copyright claim, which then takes revenue from you because. So you're not understanding what I meant when I said that, is that because it's copyright claim, it doesn't go to the algorithm the same way. So then after day 3, you fix it, but the first 3 days it doesn't go to the algorithm the same way, so you lose.
Except for
if you were bigger,
not big enough. No, but I'm doing it live, and the claim's not till a week later. So
I know,
all my revenue off the live streams come during the live streams. I'm still not big enough that anything's coming.
Steve said it was Upland Cheese, Rush Creek Reserve, so good. And now I'm jealous. Now I'm freaking jealous because I need this freaking cheese. I'm out of cheese in my house right now. After this, I'm going to a cheeseless house. Actually, that's not true. There's some goat cheese in the fridge.
You're at a cheeseless house, not going to. You're actually at your house.
Okay, yes, I'm at my house, but I will be headed into the cheeseless part of the house.
Larkin. Steve should come on tonight on the. He should come on. I'm gonna send the invite and he should come on. All right.
Because the podcast is over. Look at that.
You drank half?
Barely. I can't do that.
You don't
consistently.
It's too
It's too high proof for me.
Well, that's perfect. This is exactly what bourbon's about. It's about just having a good time, sipping, tasting, and having a little bit. Maybe get a little bit of
Seems that work.
all right. It's not like anybody's there with him. Anyways, let's see. I gotta now hit the copy paste. What did you think of the new
I couldn't hear it.
Which one?
The intro. The intro was completely muted for me.
Was it?
Your auto detect system completely muted it for me.
Because it was too loud.
Yeah, I think so.
But you could see the video.
Oh, was that a new video?
Well, it's September.
How? Okay, I was gonna say, I honestly laughed. I was trying to hold it back. I was looking really hard when it focused on Super Nash's back of his head with just the letters. Was really funny.
Nash.
Also, it feels like a Ghost Hunters intro.
Excellent. That's exactly
And you put the Ghost Hunters logo over it. What's with the red dots? What do the red dots mean? Every time you freeze frame, a bunch of red fucking dots up here.
Yeah, it was cool. It's like that special kind of thing. That's Bo.
You are so. It's funny because you're so trapped in like the early 2000s.
I'm not trapped
culture.
in anything. I hired somebody to do that. He comes along and does it.
How old is the guy who did that?
All right, so I just 39. They're 24, so I'm 60. 24, 30, 15. So he's 45.
Yeah, that's what a 45-year-old thinks would be a good intro.
What?
Perfect. Because again, it's a perfect encapsulation of that 2010s intro.
Yeah.
Like we're not at
done
the point of modern day, but that's good. It's good because your audience loves that 2010 intro. They eat that shit up.
Yeah.
That's like oats. That's like oats in your hand.
Everybody
and
knows
the
that.
everybody knows.
Everybody knows the theme song is basically.
Sipping bourbon.
Yeah, but right away I walk in and Alan Bishop, who's 39, he's just basically stepping stage. He's like, that's Mellencamp. Why are you doing? That's just Mellencamp.
I thought you were gonna make me sing it. That's what you said. Oh, there's a new thing. I'd be like, all right, now Knobs, you go, and I'd be like, okay.
No, it's got video. Could everybody hear the video on the intro? Could you hear it, John, when you were watching on YouTube?
Yeah, I did. I kind of cut in and out, but not terribly, but I heard it enough.
Yeah,
I've seen it before.
I have to move the microphone not just on top of the... Here, I'll pull it in. I'll show you where the microphone is. Uh-oh.
I could teach you how to use OBS, and then you could play the source directly.
You're supposed to do that with me.
I know.
But
you're too old. You
no,
never
I'm
learn.
not. No, it's not I never learned. I can't learn on my own.
It's like teaching a dog rocket science.
Just go suck it. Now I get abuse.
Yeah, the podcast is over.
Why are we... I can't hear you, Randy. Can you hear us?
Randy, you are muted, it looks like.
Yeah, Randy, no
hear
audio.
you.
And he's not muted. Because I could mute him, but he's not muted.
No, but like the microphone at the bottom of the page probably like
He's
the
outdoors.
audio.
No, he's driving.
Yes, there's a brand new liquor store opened right next to me, like 10 minutes down the road. So I got the largest bottle of Knob Creek.
Oh, the jumbo. Yeah, there you
Jumbo,
go.
yeah, the gallon.
How are you, Seth? I'm John, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, John. I saw you in chat. But doing good. How could I be doing bad?
Yeah, right?
With some bourbon in your hand? There's no doing bad.
No, not at all.
Oh, be quiet. Here go my golden retrievers.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh no, I was kind of excited for the Larkin, and it was a little bit, for me, disappointing. I had higher hopes, but that's just, again, it's my
Hold
my
on.
young tongue.
So put that into the storage part, and then like in a year, go back and taste it. It'll be completely different.
This will be gone in like 2 weeks.
You said you were disappointed.
Yeah, but you know, if I chug this, I won't remember being disappointed.
And so, John, did you catch the podcast from yesterday? The live from...
No, Matt was going to invite me in and send some shit to me, but never did, and I didn't catch yours.
Well, put it this way. We had to go Facebook. There was no Zoom. So I got to use... for that, when I do it, so you just have to go to my page, Scotchy Bourbon Boys, or whatever, and it's on there. But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like the AC/DC concert was great. I mean, you think about it, man. 70 years old, those guys, their vocal cords have just been stressed to the max.
But Brian had the surgery. He was done in like 2016, 2017. AC/DC was done, and he went and had the surgery, and then COVID hit, and he would have come back, and they would have done the tour. COVID hit, and they didn't go on tour, so he had more time to rest his vocal cords. So
Resurgence.
last year, when he did the Power Up tour in Europe, everybody was just talking about that. It was great, but I watched some of it, and it still was a little bit more raspy, and he didn't hit the high notes nowhere near as much. And then, but he was last night. I mean, they were on. I mean, it
sounded
was
like it.
It was crazy. I posted a lot of a few lives right from Hell's Bells and Back in Black and that kind of thing.
Oh,
So
those fucking songs jam, dude. I love them.
At one point, about 3/4 of the way through, Angus comes out and he basically does a 20 guitar solo.
Oh my god.
Where he's just playing every aspect of the electric guitar, and then coming down, and then going up again. And he just kept going and going and going. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's why those guys rock hard and die hard.
And I think because Brian's 77 and Angus is 70, and I think they basically were giving Brian a breather for the grand. They gave it for like the grand finale.
That's a kick-ass shirt you're wearing though. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, like it's got the Power Up and everything, and with the train.
Love it.
What do you think of my shirt choice, Dad?
It was a little bit millennial.
Millennial?
Yeah.
This is my I'm an old guy, I'm grilling shirt.
Okay, so yeah, millennial.
No, Seth, man, you got a 2-year-old, right? You're wearing the dad shirt. It's
It's a dad shirt. Yeah, of course.
There you go, bro.
I don't wear the dad. It's exclusively a grilling shirt. I like it's in the closet in a special spot. I'm like, okay, are we grilling today? Okay, pull out the grilling shirt.
So then what you got to do, Seth, is you got to take that second button and undo and just be like, yeah, the hell with it now. There you go.
The hell with it? Yeah.
Yeah, Ellie will like that. You should have a cross.
It's like I need a Corona in my hand.
some
Yeah,
cold-
cross
some
a Corona,
cold.
and then it's set.
That's great, dude.
I love these bottles. These 375s from Whiskey Thief. It's almost a flask. You see that?
It is.
Hey, That's it.
Yeah, you're done.
It's gone.
You're cut off.
Send it more, Jeff.
Yeah, send some more. I have a quota of me.
And he's got.
I'll be bringing some more with me, and I'll bring some more.
That's the thing is, like, I see this more as me helping him out than him helping me out, because there's no way he's going to drink all that in the next, what? You only got, like, what, 15 years left in you?
Oh, come on now.
Maybe 11.
Maybe 11, yeah.
I just
8
got.
if we're lucky.
I just got to get Avery to take over the podcast at 21.
Yeah, 21. I mean, I could do it here. I actually, this green screen's about to go. I'm about to, this whole back wall I'm going to put with stuff.
Well, if you got a green screen, why don't you just get? I'll send you a picture of the back, my bar back, and you just put it back there like you're in the bar.
So I'm gonna. The plan is I want a pull down green screen that I mount on the ceiling instead of this, because it's just look how little it covers of the room.
Yeah.
It takes up 75% of the wall and fills less than 25% of the space. It's not worth it.
So
There's a window there too.
So
Yeah, if you pull it forward, Seth, and you pull it down, like I know what you're saying, like you mount it a little bit more closer to where your head is, and you
Yep.
pull it down, you'll be enveloped by that thing.
I own, because I do a video game YouTube channal,
you know
which is at 1,700 subscribers. I'm gonna hit 18 pretty soon.
why don't you start drinking on it?
I do all the time, actually.
Yeah.
If you watch, there's actually an exclusive series. It's called Helldivers. I'm pretty much drunk in every episode.
But I'm telling you, you should like pick the bourbon that you're gonna drink for the episode, and then promo it.
The best bourbon. I actually do mention Knob Creek a bunch. The best bourbon to play Helldivers with. It's the highest proof, and you chug it all in one go before you drop into that battlefield. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so you're doing that, and all of a sudden you tell me that now you're doing this, and you're mentioning Knob Creek and everything. No wonder you're up to 1,700 subscribers.
I've been doing this for months.
The 12-year-olds who watch you want to know what the good bourbon is.
First of all, my target audience is 22 through 36.
It might be your target audience, but your actual audience is 4 through 9.
No, that's my demographics. That's my demographics.
Okay.
Like 22 is like my cutoff, and I'm really trying to like break into a little younger than that, because you need that, because the 19 and 18-year-olds have nothing to do with their lives except watch YouTube videos nowadays.
My thing, what I would do, I think you should get the Minecraft movie and watch the movie and just sit there and make commentary on the movie.
I've already done a 30-minute review of the Minecraft movie, by the way. I can link it to you, and it is one of my highest produced videos with the editing I've done.
Yeah, but it's not your highest watched.
My highest watched is a Bug Snacks video by 12-year-olds. It has 60,000 views because it's for 12-year-olds, and that's who's on YouTube mainly.
Oh yeah, man, those kids are out there, dude. Trust me.
They are, and it's actually, I'm almost a little bit annoyed by it, because every once in a while YouTube would be like, this video has hit 40,000, this video has hit 50,000. And I'm like, why? I did it 3 years ago.
So
That's your knob 9.
So I learned.
I got you a little beat on the bottle size.
Yeah, but I've got you beat on the amount of bottles.
Probably, sure.
There was
Jeff,
yeah,
you like Old Forester, right? Obviously.
some, yes.
My Wheat and Whiskey Club just did one.
Ooh.
Nice.
Just released it today. Oh my God, is it good?
It's got a lot
You
of
guys come in
banana.
August? Oh, holy shit. It's so good.
It's got banana.
It might. I just cracked it.
See, so
I'm out back. It's dark, so.
Old Forester barrel picks. That's one of the ones where I've had, and even the anniversary blend, some of the Old Foresters get too peppery for me, and then they just cancel out my palate.
No, this one is not, man. This is not that peppery. This is it's more fruity. I think you'll like it. It's almost 130 proof. Warehouse G, floor 7. So it's called the Full Custody. Just picked it up today. And then I got this one too, Jeff. I got the Woodman's, Wisconsin and Illinois now.
Okay.
This is North Aurora's where my parents are, so this one looks pretty good too. I have not cracked it, just got it. It is a 75 13 12. So,
And it's just Woodman's brand?
yeah, it's just a Woodman's that they went on the pick. So it's a barrel number is 10K 1405. Somebody said, and I tried to look it up and research this a little more. Somebody said this might have some beam characteristics to it, so I'll let you know.
Okay.
And obviously when you guys come in August, we'll be sipping a bunch of shit, so this will be one of them.
Okay.
See, I would love to be the point in my life where I'm able to purchase some nice bottles of bourbon.
Just have your pop send you some, man. I know.
Oh, that's all that. I mean, I have so much from that. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
But like buying it yourself, you know.
Yeah, it's hard, man. You got a young family. It's tough. Sorry, man.
I'm only what 20. God, am I 26 right now?
Yeah.
3 or 4 cops just whizzed by down the road, so there we go.
Did you
It doesn't feel like I'm
cheers them?
26.
I mean, did you cheer them as they went by? Hold the glass up?
Yeah, they were. So for me, man, when you came to my house on Roosevelt here, man, they were hauling ass. I bet they were doing 55. It's a 35-mile-an-hour zone. They were booking. Probably an accident.
Did you finish Righteous Gemstones?
Yeah, of course I did.
I recently finished it. Had to rewatch the ending. Had a little bit too much bourbon while watching the finale.
The finale.
The last like 10-15 minutes.
So, in my opinion, the finale was spectacular, but it didn't have enough of Baby Billy.
You know what? I agree, but you know why?
Yeah,
Right.
because Baby Billy peaked in the one before. In the one
No.
before,
Walter Goggins, the actor, is actively in the TV show White Lotus.
yeah, he was in White Lotus.
And the Fallout TV show. He's the ghoul.
I understand who he is.
So he's been double. This is like.
And then he
this is
also
three-
then he went on
three
and he
TV
went
shows
out
in a
on,
year.
and he went out on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, well, that's easy. Saturday Night Live is easy. That's a week of your time.
Yeah, but
So that's
but,
just a
but,
week.
but it might be easy for you if it's a week of your time, but if you're in 3 shows, no, maybe
Yeah.
not.
Because I will say, Teen just needed more. It needed more. Teen just needed a little bit
Teen
more.
Jesus. Teen just.
Teen just.
Teen
I would
just.
have loved to see.
No, when he yelled
But Baby Billy did exactly what Baby Billy needed to do, is to have a coked up fuel to buy time to save Eli in the gator pit. That's all Baby Billy was there for.
But you have to seriously give him credit that he basically prayed to God and he stood up for Eli in the end. I mean, although he just got punched in the face, he still went out to try and attack the guy while he was trying to kill him.
Well, okay, so do you watch the Conan podcast?
No.
I recommend heavily Conan Needs a Friend watching that podcast.
I like Conan,
Because-
but yeah,
Because
but
I love Conan, and he has a whole podcast, an hour-long
does he
podcast.
drink
with
whiskey?
Whoever it is.
if he doesn't drink any whiskey, I can't watch him.
Okay, sure, but he talks with God. What's the guy's Danny McBride? He talks to Danny McBride about the characters and about the show and how his son even loves the show. Like him and his son are watching together, and Danny McBride gives a really nice insight into the characters. Is that the only way to make this a true comedy and not like making fun of religion at all is that the characters fully believe their faith. Like, it's never making fun of their faith because they fully are committed to their faith. Like
Except for
all,
the one,
all the characters,
except for the
believe
one
in God.
son, except for his Danny McBride's older. He is like not committed to nothing. No, the
Except
whole
for
damn.
who?
Do you watch that show, Randy? The Righteous Gemstones. Have you seen it?
Randy jumped off.
Not
man.
Randy. No, John. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I have not, man.
No, that shows Danny McBride, and so for me, as an older guy, sometimes it gets it's like they play this line of they're always on the line of too far, and sometimes it goes too far and it's dumb, but other times it's just comic genius, and they're
But
just
they reel it back. They go too far and they reel it back, and in the reeling it back, it's really
yeah.
funny.
But I think that's sad. Is I think the last 5 episodes, Danny McBride finally found the balance where they got right to the edge. They didn't go too far and would reel it back, and it was completely when they were all shot and they were crawling. All crawled to the all bleeding and crawling.
Who's the actor who hosts the Christ of the Year Awards? Who was in the original Eastbound and Down show?
The guy who hosted, he was the guy that hosted. He's done tons of stuff.
I know, but he hosted the thing. But he was in season 1 of Eastbound and Down. He was in the first. He was in the first show.
I mean, he was in Hunger. He was in, if I'm not mistaken, he was in Hunger Games too.
I don't think he was in Hunger Games.
He was the host of Hunger Games.
He was in the what is it called? The baseball one, the baseball movie.
Yeah.
Which one?
God, the parody comedy one where they go to the rich Star Wars Benchwarmers. Who's in Benchwarmers? He's the guy who eats he's the guy.
Oh yeah, no, you're the guy that keeps getting beaten up. He's in okay, that is he's also in oh my God, what's his name?
I know, I'm looking.
He's also. Did you ever see the movie with Will Ferrell about the skating one? What was that called?
Yeah.
He's also in that. He's all in love with the rival skater.
Steve Little.
No.
That's his name. Oh no, sorry. Steve Janowski.
Steve Janowski?
That's his
You're
name.
not talking about the guy. You're not talking about Howie and Benchwarmers?
That is Howie and Benchwarmers.
That's not his name.
His name is Steve Little.
No.
11 film credits. Here you go.
No, it's not. I know his name.
Here, it's in the Facebook.
You
I'm
can
putting
say
in the
you can
Facebook
say it's
comments right now for
Facebook,
you.
but if he's Howie and Benchwarmers, that I know what that actor's name and it ain't Steve Little.
It's Steve Little.
No,
there you go. There's the IMDb page for him.
No. All right.
I don't know what to tell you. I just linked you his IMDb.
That's not it.
That's his name.
I know
That's
his name.
name.
I know his name. That's not it. I'll tell you what it is. All right, here I go.
He's Peppermint Butler in Adventure Time. Yes, that's his name. His name is Steve Little.
Hold on. It's
Dad, I linked. Go to Facebook. I linked you his name. Like I'm on his IMDb page.
You can say it all you want. I would recognize his name. I know his name. I've said it a million times. And when you say it, it doesn't. I've never heard of that name before.
Sure, you never heard of it, but that's his.
Stop.
name.
Stop.
John, I'm right here with you. Like I've looked up his name. He's in Balls of Fury, Camp Laszlo, Because I Said So, The Ugly Truth, Righteous Gemstones.
Do you have it in front of you, Seth?
Yeah, can I screen share?
Why don't you?
Hold on. I don't know how to do that on Zoom. I don't use
All
Zoom
you,
that often.
all you gotta do is go down where it's the green button and hit share.
You have to approve my sharing request.
Oh yeah, you're not a host.
I'm not gonna.
Well,
I'll
John,
take your
what
word.
is it? There's a chat, John, in this thing. And
I'll
here
take your
you
word
go.
for it, man.
Boom, there. It's in the Facebook chat. You know what? Fuck you. I'm putting it in the YouTube chat. It's your only comment.
Oh, yeah, you
Why,
can link
why,
that.
I allowed you to link. Why isn't it sharing on my screen?
It's in the chat now.
It's in the chat.
What chat? Oh, on the side?
Yeah.
I don't even have that.
You go to like Zoom.
His name is Steve Little. I don't
Nope.
know. Like I think
Huh.
I have no stake in this.
Social,
There's
there
been
it
no
is.
reason
Google.
for me to lie to you in this moment. His
Uh,
name is Jeff Bridges. Like, why would I do
I'll
that?
tell you what
Why would I lie?
it's Swarsden. All right. In Benchwarmers. Nick Swarsden.
Nick Swarsden?
Yep, Nick Swarsden. And I didn't even look it up. I remembered what it is.
That's not the guy I'm talking about.
Oh. I said you were talking about Benchwarmers and the guy in Benchwarmers. That's how he.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Nick Swarsden is the guy who eats soap and bench warmers.
Yeah.
But it's not the guy in Righteous Gemstones or what do you call it? Or Eastbound and Down. That is Steve Little.
Okay.
He's also in Balls of Fury.
Hmm.
So he's more a voice actor than he is a.
Is he
a
more in
real
Balls of
actor.
Fury? Is he the main character that plays ping pong?
No, he's let me see what he is. He's not even listed on the IMDb in the first 20 characters. I will say, so I know him from Adventure Time as Peppermint Butler. But I grew up with that show because I am, what? When did you have me? In your 30s? I'm 30 years younger than you? He has done stuff all throughout Cartoon Network. He has been in Uncle Grandpa, Adventure Time, Rocko's Modern Life, Star versus the Forces of Evil, Mike Tyson Mysteries, Midnight Gospel.
What was he in this show?
He was the host of the Christ of the Year Awards.
I'm trying to remember who that
So
was.
he's like, hello, welcome to the Christ of the Year Awards.
No, I know,
We are
but I
giving
can't
you
picture the guy who did it.
That's him. That's him. But he was in Eastbound and Down as Danny McBride's best friend in Eastbound and Down. Because me and Ellie, my wife, watched all of Danny McBride's shows, Eastbound and Down, Vice Principals, and then Righteous Gemstones. Together. We watched that together.
Little.
Steve Little. When you see his face, you'll know him immediately.
He looks like Steve.
He does look like Steve a little bit.
Oh my God. He looks exactly like Steve in these pictures. Now that he's older.
But he's in Righteous Gemstones. He's the host of the Christ following Man of the Year that God, what's his name, is trying to get.
Oh,
I love Keith, by the way. Keith is the funniest character in Righteous Gemstones.
Here
with
we
the
go.
666 tattooed on his chest at all times.
I'm looking. Oh, right there.
His character idea is that he's a gay, reformed gay man who is now completely a Christ worshiper. And he's so funny.
All right, so let's do it for everybody out there.
I am feeling good. Dad, you know what I have in my freezer right now?
Here we go.
I have homemade ice cream.
Nope, I don't want that. I want this. Come on, stop.
With
Really?
No cherries. I have made cherry Garcia before, and it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Door County cherries, Traverse City cherries, it's all good.
Traverse cherries, fresh Traverse cherries too.
Oh man.
Cause I'm right up here. I'm near Interlaken.
Yeah, that's what your dad was saying. That's cool, man.
It's such a fun place to be. I mean, you get winter 9 out of the 12 months, but
Yeah, it's
those
rough.
couple months
it's rough.
that you aren't in winter is like, this is it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's him. Dad, I'd like to tell you as well that I sent pictures to the insurance company for the roof and the fascia, and they said it was good.
Awesome.
They were very specifically positioned photos, but they still said they were good.
Okay.
Oh, and do you know what was wrong with the furnace?
What?
The motherboard has fuses, but no breaker. So it blew the board's breakers. It blew the board's fuses. So we had to put a whole new fuse box on the breaker. Or on the motherboard of the furnace.
How much did that cost?
Probably like $250.
Who did it?
So we have a company that's local that does it, and they say they charge by the hour, and they haven't sent the invoice yet. But when they do send the invoice, I'm going to call and complain if they say it was over an hour, because I timed him and he was in and out in under a half hour, but he sat in my front yard for another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think he sat in my front yard so they could get the over an hour charge.
No, don't let them do it, man. That's why video is so important these days.
I know, and I'm like, dude, I like you. Because this is the second time he fixed my furnace. The first time, the igniter went. Now, it's the fuse. And he put a fuse box that has replaceable fuses on it, too. So, like, I don't know how much that is, but whatever. So, I'm hoping if it's under 250, I'm gonna just pay it. But if it's over 250, I'm gonna call them and be like, hey, he was here for like under an hour. Because they charge like $150 an hour, and I get that like with materials it's more.
Yeah.
So there you go, John. It's like I love Old Forester for banana.
Oh yes.
And that 117 Angel share, man. Those are unbelievable. Now, I got this one. I tasted this at my tasting when I took my tour at Old Forester last couple months ago. But Randy sent me up this one, and this is the Warehouse Eye barrels.
Okay.
That's the Angel share. That's my second bottle. I love
You had that on a previous podcast, I think.
the Angel share, yes. But the Warehouse Eye, Randy got me one of those and sent that up.
That's awesome. Yeah, these single barrels are great. And I know you're not a rye guy for the most part, Jeff. Have you tried the Old Forester ryes? What do you think of them? I mean,
once again, I've had them, but someone gave me one, and I was like, okay, I tried it and everything, but then it's one of the first bottles I shared with somebody who absolutely loves rye.
in the barrel proof ones, though, the
Yeah.
green label ones,
Yep.
those are good. I mean, for me. I do like 'em.
No,
High proof.
seriously. Just because it doesn't always happen for me, it's fine that it,
Yeah.
This is where I got to do some investigation, Seth.
Ooh, there you go.
It's
Nice.
bad. I can tell you right now, it's bad. It's not good.
What is
It's
it?
so bad. There's a Traverse City Whiskey Company cherry flavored bourbon.
Oh, I've done that one.
It's good in a mixer.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's terrible by itself.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not, it's fine.
Mom made me buy
I
one.
don't know why they're trying this market is a mystery to me.
Why would that be a mystery?
Personally.
Really? That would be a mystery? They've had it for a while and they can't keep it on the shelves. They put it out and everybody buys it in 5 seconds.
It's because it's cheaper here. It's sold at Meijer, which is our Walmart.
But it's also sold at the distillery.
It is. And you know what? It's hard. It's sometimes hard when you're looking at bottles to not pick it because
Well,
it's
Mom,
very cheap here.
Mom did a tasting with us, and she bought the bottle.
I know.
Now, Mom loves to buy bottles off of tastings, and like I have a coffee liqueur one from Great Lakes. Have you ever been to Great Lakes Distillery in Milwaukee, John?
I have not.
They have Dirty Helen, and they have they're great. I mean, it's decent. The guy there is like he reminds me of a mad scientist. Guy is his name, and he's done distilling, but he's right there across the river from on the 3rd Street Bridge. You go over that bridge, and it's like whatever, and you make a right, and you're right there. Great bar, you know, it's a good bar, and then he's got the distillery there.
I did not know that.
But
man.
yet, but we were there in the morning.
There's so many like craft little joints around.
Yep.
It'll blow your mind.
It's endless. I put out once a year, I put a call out so that I can get some of the little places, and Three Dogs up here in Ohio. I've done what's it called? Damn. It's like I've been just but it's a South Carolina distillery. It's called it's run. There's so many distilleries run by veterans. Backbone.
Huh.
There's one called Backbone. Then there's one called Barefoot. I mean, then there's the one, the Casey Jones. I think it was what? No, wait. Yeah, I think it is. Distillery. I mean, there's just so many. You go to Bourbon. So I know you can't make Kentucky Bourbon Festival, but Bourbon on the Banks is a Saturday festival in Frankfurt. It's the first weekend of October. So it's a doable thing for you because it's just a 1-day festival. And we usually we have a tent there. So
like Thursday, Friday, and then go home Sunday.
Well, I usually come down on Friday, and we drop all our stuff off, party, and then Saturday we do the festival, and then Sunday go home. So if you were coming down, you just drive down Saturday. It starts at noon. It's like noon to 6.
Oh, that's nothing, man.
Right, but it's like you get to taste every single Kentucky bourbon out there.
Jesus.
I mean, they're all there. It's not like Kentucky Bourbon Festival where all the distillers are there, but all the bourbons there, and there are people from just some of the distilleries across the area where the main people are there.
Can you pick up bottles and everything too, or?
Yes, they have a barrel pick. Last year it was Whiskey Thief, but
nice.
But they have a bottle place for the NDPs, and other places sell. So like that old Carter, the Carter Bardstown edition, which I thought I missed out on when I was down there because we were doing everything right.
Yeah.
They sold there. They sold 13 bottles of it, and I was able to get one. So I was excited about that.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to get my first old Carter.
The James E. Pepper, Old Pepper Distillery. That they sell there. They have their thing. Whiskey Thief sells bottles. I mean, it's there to buy.
So Jeff, you said Whiskey Thief is not that far from Buffalo Trace, and again, like, this is terrible for me to say. Like, I like whiskey, and I'm gonna say I'm not newer into it, but I am in that sense. But I have not been to Kentucky to do those. You said Whiskey Thief is not far from Buffalo Trace?
15 minutes.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And you pull into Frankfurt, and across the street now is Jay Mattingly. So even
Frankfurt? Is that what it's called? Frankfurt?
Kentucky, yeah.
There's a Frankfurt, Michigan, not far from us too.
There's a Frankenmuth, Michigan.
There's a Frankfurt.
Frankenmuth.
Every state has Frankfurt that has any German descent in it. There's a Frankfurt, Wisconsin. I'm sure of it. or Illinois. That's just like
There is.
it's just like Louisville. Louisville's in every
I'm-
single.
Pretty drunk right now. I may have one more.
Why are you drunk? I mean,
But I'm on the monitor.
you should. Hey, you shouldn't have one more. You're
You know what?
No, you're gonna get in trouble. No.
Start slugging
No,
water, man.
mother. Hey, listen to your father on this one. You're gonna get in trouble by Ellie. I hate you.
Just look right there.
What the
Right there. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. A full pour. One more full pour.
Well, Jeff, we might as well do the same.
Yeah.
I'll take
What the hell?
I'll take my time. You know what I'm gonna do? Look, this is empty. So, Dad, I'm really proud of this. I was trying to say it in the podcast, but so this is my own ginger syrup, my own grenadine, and my own lemon lime syrup. I made them all myself. I'm looking for new flavors to create my own soda. And I'm thinking about getting a soda stream with the refillable pods.
Ask Mom.
Oh, God.
So,
I don't enjoy taking. You know what? I paid that roof off by myself.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you paid it off with Ellie, not by yourself.
Okay, me and Ellie are the same unit.
Yes, but you don't work.
I work every weekend. What are you talking about?
I'm sure that didn't pay for the roof.
It paid for groceries, which you couldn't have done without my help.
Wait, I could have done anything. I don't need your help.
We had no help with the roof.
It was-
I'll say we had help with milk for Kane. Sure, you guys sent that help. I had help.
You had government help.
No, we have no government help.
No, it was your government help. It was your tax return that got and
Child tax credit was the only thing.
so
Sure.
so in other words, Kane paid for that.
Yeah, because he fucking needs
Don't worry
it.
about it.
And so the insurance actually, they gave us till July 20 or July 18th.
You should be
But-
more proud of that.
But they sent my insurance guy who does our insurance sent me a text today saying I need pictures. The underwriter is asking for them. So I sent 3 pictures of the front, the back, and the replaced fascia. Very, very.
Close up.
Because we're not done painting. But very meticulously placed.
You do realize that's insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud this dick. How about that? Fuck them. Because, the fact that they're going to paint all the fascia, we're going to do it.
You do realize you're
have
on.
all
Hey,
the
stop.
materials.
Stop. We are on Facebook and YouTube, and you're talking about it.
Fuck the insurance company.
God damn it. You do
They're going to check.
You better close Facebook and YouTube.
Are they going to check the Scotchy Bourbon Boys Facebook? I doubt it.
I can't wait till you're sitting in court. And
I told you so.
And they got this video. They got this damn video of you saying, "Fuck the insurance company. I've been taking pictures."
But
Who's that guy with the AC/DC shirt? We need to talk to him. Bring him on the stand.
To be fair, I never lied.
No, you didn't.
Pictures.
No,
I
you sent the pictures that he wanted, and you're doing the work, and it'll be finished. And it's not. It's
And
yeah.
We're repainting. Ellie is doing it this weekend. Every weekend she's doing it now. We're repainting every window and at all the fascia. Her dad, my stepdad, bought us a $400 extension ladder so we can get the whole house done. We will have it done by the end of the summer. It's just the fact that the end of the summer is a month and a half off of our re-signing for our insurance date. So like, we're gonna have it all done.
Yeah, it's fine. They want to know
Because
that.
he even
If the fact that you sent some
my stepdad
pictures.
even said personally to me, you need to get this done because if you don't have it done, the wood is gonna dry rot.
Yeah.
And you're gonna lose 20 to 30 years on the already, perfectly usable wood you have. So, like, we need it done regardless. It's just like July 18th is just a fucking random ass date that the insurance companies
Well,
offer.
actually,
just cake that shit.
Today
on,
was
man.
May.
That's what you gotta do.
May
And that's what we're
29th. Today was May 29th. I call it the day after AC/DC. And that's when they wanted it.
Which
all of my life will from now on be called DAACDC. That's what it's gonna be.
Should call it Tiny DC.
After ACDC. ACDC.
Do you see that?
Your wedding ring?
No, that.
Oh, you got a boo boo.
I just cut that on the lid of the bottle of the sparkling water.
That's why you shouldn't drink sparkling water. Just drink bourbon.
That's right. Whiskey doesn't cut your friggin'
I never
fingers.
cut myself.
Even the foils, Jeff. The foils don't cut you.
I left with Matt yesterday. I left him that beer barrel select from Chicken Cock, so because they like beer.
Oh God, he does.
And then I took up that beer barrel. I took up the beer barrel Elijah Craig, that grenade, and he got some of that too.
Okay,
yeah, he's a big Goose Island guy.
I mentioned them during the podcast. Cold ones, right? They've released their own spritzer called Grog, Grog, and they've only released it in California, Texas, Michigan, and there's a fourth state. They only released it in 4 states, and I've been looking all over, and I can't find it because all my places are like local. If you, Dad, because I think Ohio is coming up, if you find Grog, buy a case and I'll just take it whenever I'm there next. I want to try it, Like, I've been following these guys since I was 12. They were not called cold ones. And they were direct, like, they ripped off hot ones. You know hot ones, right? Where the celebrities eat hot wings.
Okay.
So they're called cold ones. They make their celebrity guests, which are more like YouTube celebrities, just get drunk and then ask them questions,
Sounds like I should be on.
You should genuinely, you should email them because they're in Melbourne, I believe. They're based in the UK. But quite literally, you bring like 3 or 4 bottles with you. That's what they do.
Sounds like what we do here, Jeff.
I'd get them drunk.
Yeah. You would. But the whole point is them watching them get drunk and doing funny things. So recently, a lot of their videos have been like, they go on Fiverr and pay artists to make T-shirt designs, and they sell the T-shirt designs to the consumer. But like, it sometimes costs like $1,500.
Did you say it cost? Did you say it cost? How much did it cost? Did you say 1,500?
Australia.
Yeah, Melbourne is.
So they pay. So for the T-shirt design, they're paying. You said 1,500.
Yeah, sometimes.
But why is that? Does that seem like a? So in other words, they're only paying 400 for T-shirt design.
Sometimes it depends on what the T-shirt.
1,500 is not a lot.
But they exactly, and then they sell them, and I've been seriously considering buying some of them. Oh, the doggy.
It's one of my Goldens.
Oh, that's, you know what? Do you know, Dad, that Ellie gave me a ultimatum, right?
No.
It's either a dog or a second kid. First.
Well, you need to do a second kid, obviously.
I've already chosen the second kid, but I really want a dog.
Oh, she won't give you both?
What?
You can't have both. It's one or the other.
Not at the same time. So
You don't.
once we
No.
have two kids-
No. You don't want a dog till your kids are like one's 6 or 6 and the other one's 4 or whatever. You don't. A dog while you have young kids like 2 and 1, unless you've already got 10 and 11-year-olds or whatever, and then you got one. That's fine, but to have it with young kids is insane. Plus, then you're tied. You're basically tied to Michigan. Like, you got to bring the dog with
Dad,
you.
Sorry to tell you this, but like, we're gonna be in this house till the second kid graduates, who's not even born yet.
Oh my God, you're just so full of shit. You don't know anything
No,
about life.
I'm not joking.
You're not going to be in that light.
Me and Ellie have talked about it already.
Yeah, and your life will change 50,000 times, and it's the second kid, and how much space, and whatever. But what I'm trying to...
2 bedrooms, Ellie.
But
Ellie
what I
does not
wasn't
use
trying to
office.
say that you weren't going to be
It's
stuck
not
in the
yours.
house. I was going to say that you're stuck in Michigan because you won't be able to leave even to visit because you got a damn dog.
And when you have toddlers and dogs, Seth, it's rough, man.
Yeah, and then you throw in...
And the costs, doctor's bills for the kids, doctor's bill for the dogs.
No doctor's bill for the kids anymore. We've given up. I don't need my doctor to tell me how much he weighs and costs like $60. That's over.
But
but when he's sick, man, that's a different
I
story.
know.
But now you're gonna be, you gotta deal with sick, but you're also gonna have to deal with broken shit, and that costs money.
It is. So Ellie. So
That's good. She's got good insurance though.
So John, I'm a little heavy set, is what I would call it.
It's all good.
But I do not qualify for the weight limit on the extension ladder.
No shit.
So it is up to my wife to fix our roof leak,
So you're gonna be the straw boss on the ground going.
Can I ask you a question, Seth?
Over
You do realize you talk loud, and Ellie's in the house.
She knows it. There's
No,
no
but wait,
secrets.
but are you?
There's no
Wait! Shut the hell up, you weirdo! You need to stop it. She might know she has to, but she's not happy about it. You should be doing it, but she knows.
She is so happy about it. I could not express to you how happy she is. Her at peace is painting / caulking the house.
On top of the ladder.
The other day.
Oh, Randy's back.
Randy is back. Hell yeah. The other day,
Randy.
I watched Kane in the house throughout the day this last weekend, and Monday, and she stayed and caulked both the windows in the garage mudroom area and repainted them along with painting the entire fascia, and she loved it. I was perfectly fine watching Blue's Clues and giving bunnygrams to my son as he just, had fun with the day. We built some block towers. He knocked them down. Like, we are built differently. You have to remember that Ellie has the brain of you, and I have the brain of Mom.
Yes, but you shouldn't be bragging on the internet.
I'll brag wherever I want. Being a stay-at-home dad is the easiest shit ever. The other day, today, I woke up, gave him breakfast, and we sat and played video games together. He sat in my lap as we played video games where I fished for like 2 hours. And he was like clapping along to every time I got a fish.
He clapped when you got a fish?
Yeah, and then we went to bed and he woke up. I cleaned the sink while he ate lunch. And then we just played until Ellie came home.
Oh my God.
It's the best life.
I'm gonna.
Men
I have to.
underestimate how good
John. I have to
stay-at-home
send
life
him
is.
some. I gotta send him some testosterone protein powder. I need some more manliness in this stuff right there, man.
There's nothing more manly than wrestling with your kid all day long, because that's all he wants to do with me is wrestle. So I pick him up and I throw him around. We throw on the couch. We throw everywhere. All we're doing is wrestling.
It's Macho
Mom-
Man Seth Savage.
and-
Ooh, yeah. What's up there?
Yeah.
From now on, I'm recording these. I'm gonna
all
record the ones he's
Ellie
on.
does is like cuddle and be fun and happy.
That's what it's supposed
And I'm
to.
like, grrr, like
Ooh,
into the couch, and I'm picking him up, putting him upside down, shaking his ass, throwing him back on the couch, and he's laughing his ass off the entire time. If my allergies were a little bit better right now, which they will be next week, we're outside kicking a ball around. He has a bubble mower and he's doing. He has a bubble leaf blower he's doing. We're just out there fucking up that front yard.
Yeah, I got you a bubble mower.
He loves the bubble leaf blower. We bought 2 because they were buy one get 50% off. Just because we know he's gonna break the first one. Like
Why
he
is
did with
Randy
the
having
last
so
one.
much trouble getting in?
I don't know. I hope Randy gets in here.
He's trying. Randy, are you driving, man?
And I got this. This is brand new. He's just fucking sleeping there. It's great for nap time. It's great for every time.
You're showing me the crib isn't brand new. You're showing me the monitor's brand new.
Because we used to have just an audio monitor, but
I'm
now,
aware.
today, he woke up 2 hours before he called for me. I watched him. He woke up, he sat up, and then he laid back down. And then just laid there for 2 hours. Every once in a while going, no, no. And then finally he called for me. He said, da-da. And I instantly went up. But that was 2 hours after the fact. So I'm like, are you just okay with sitting in here for 2 hours?
You
Clearly.
should be glad, because that's not a kid with attention deficit.
He's
Don't
zero vaccinated.
get. Yeah, that's the way it should stay, because he won't have any issues. All right,
I think
I
an
gotta
8-year-old
finish up.
can get vaccinated.
I gotta finish up with the cream of the crop.
Jeff, I just procured my second bottle of that. It's coming this weekend. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have 2 of them. Fuck it. Like that stuff is so good.
And it's got to be open for a while,
Yes.
because that 15-year funk really comes out for like the first month.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna join you. I'll go get my other one. Hold on. Crack it together.
Okay.
Hey, also, Dad, if you ever just want to send me money,
We talked about this already.
I know you.
All
do.
right, I'm going to edit on YouTube, but for whatever reason, because I went 3 days in a row on YouTube, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we did a live YouTube from Matt's, because I went 3 days in a row, it was just staying at 9. It's like, it's kind of like the more that I do, I'm going to... All right, I'm going to end it on YouTube, everybody. Good night.
Good night.